What's up guys, and welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix. We are here back for the Ultimate Career once again. It is part number 23 of the Ultimate Career and round number 4 of the 2011 season. Here today off the back of 2 race victories in Turkey and in Monaco. And we arrived today at the circuit which we took our first victory at in this entire series. Yes, it all came here in 2010, the circuit which we took pole position and the race win. And wow, what a place to do it. The Montreal circuit is a circuit which is very, very popular among the fans and the drivers. And hopefully we'll be providing you with another great race today. Like I say, this is round number 4 of the season. We've already taken 3 podiums and 2 victories as well. And this Montreal circuit is one where overtaking is going to be, well, very much available. 2 long straights where the DRS is going to be active. That is the back straight and the main straight. Both of those 2 are separated by just a chicane. So it's going to be fantastic to see where we can end up today. Can we replicate our 2010 victory? We're going to be reliving that in a moment. Let's see how we got on then, and also how we get on this year.
We've got 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. We've got a brilliant start on Mark Webber. We're going to come in for our pit stop. Hopefully our only one of the day. We actually took a little bit of front wing damage when we scraped the Wall of Champions. So now we're going to have to see how it plays out. And are we going to chuck it down the inside here at turn 5? Yes, we are. Are we going to make it stick? We go a little bit wide, and Webber's going to have the outside and the better lines. And Alonso's gone wide. He's gone wide, and we've taken him. We've got the lead with just 2 laps to go. Come across the line. We've won our first Grand Prix of the season. Brilliant stuff here in Canada.
Tell you what, we have a lot to live up to this weekend, but we're going to try our best to provide you with a good race, and you join me in practice where we're doing some R&D testing for the parts on the car to try and improve it. And as you can see, the session has dried up now, and we're coming towards the first chicane, braking, and our engine is broken. Not just the brakes have been applied, the engine braking has been applied, and that was it. That was our practice session over. So we had to fit a new engine for qualifying, and here we are in Q1 trying to set a banker lap. Hopefully that might actually work to our advantage. It gave us a little bit of a warning sign, but we got through Q1 easily, as you could see, and Q2 was relatively straightforward also. As you can see, we were up in the first sector, purple in the second sector. That's the time. Sergio Perez's time is what we need to get into the final qualifying session. We set a 1:11.2, a fantastic time. And as we get into Q3 now, we're going to see what sort of lap we're going to have to put together. It's Fernando Alonso's pole time who we're aiming for. We're out there right at the end of the session. We're 2 tenths up through the first sector, so it's looking good so far. And we've lost a little bit of time in the second sector, but it's still looking good for another pole position. Are we going to do it as we come across the line? What is it? It's 3rd position, so close, less than a 10th off Alonso. We lost time in the final sector. But let's go now for the race. And we come out of the final turn, take a glance behind us, and we are going to take the victory here in Turkey. We've won our first race of the season, but as we come through, Anthony knows, we have won the Monaco Grand Prix, guys. Our 2nd win of the season. Brilliant stuff. Well, I think we've reminisced enough this weekend. It's time to get down to business. It's the Canadian Grand Prix. It's round number 4 of the F1 2011 season. And here we are sitting on the grid in 3rd place. And now we've got 3, 4 and 5 lights. And we are away for the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix. Getting a decent start. Maybe trying to go around the outside of Mark Webber into turn 1. Is it going to work? No, it isn't. We're going to have to cover off Fernando Alonso. Sorry, it was actually Felipe Massa who was on our outside. Alonso is in the lead. And it's in fact Alonso, Webber and myself, the 3 drivers who were battling it out last year for the victory here at Montreal. And are we going to chuck it down the inside of Mark Webber at this chicane? No, we're not. Well, we do try to, but it isn't successful nonetheless. And now we're going to try and hang in the slipstream of Webber, use a bit of curves and maybe get him into this next chicane. Are we going to make the move stick? No, we're not, I don't think. And he's held it down the inside. massive respect to Mark Webber there. And maybe we're going to make a move now into this hairpin. We got a few moves done here last year, and are we going to do it down the inside? No, Webber's taking a wider line, but we've managed to make the move stick. Fantastic move. Alonso has bolted into the distance, so we're going to have to try and make that lead up, even though we're only on lap 1 of the Grand Prix. We're putting it up into rich mix, because I tell you what, Webber isn't half catching us up, and he's made the move. What a move that was from Mark Webber. But we're going to, well, just sort of get the cut back on him. We let him go as deep as he wanted. Took the optimal line in that final chicane to get a good run off it, and we have managed to maintain P2, and we cover off the threat of Webber. And now skipping all the way onto lap 5, we are behind Fernando Alonso. We're going purple in that first sector, 1.4 behind Alonso, and hopefully we're going to be closing up to him for some DRS. We've used half our KERS, and look at that, we've got a safety car, and I could not believe this at the time. Because, you know, I didn't have F1 2011 until quite recently, but I know that it was pretty much impossible to get the safety car, and I somehow managed to get it. I've still no idea what happened. It must have been a long way behind, because as you can see, we've got Alonso in front, Webber behind, and I believe the status quo was pretty much maintained. But on lap 6, it's time to come into the pit lane, and we decided to leave it a lap, because look at those tyres. And personally, I didn't think we could take the prime tyres 9 laps. And was it really going to give us that much of an advantage? Probably not. It was going to give us 1 position maximum advantage in everyone else. But we're held in our pit box. And that's been a painful stop for us, because we've lost a position to Webber. And we're also still behind the Ferrari of Fernando Alonso. So we're effectively in 3rd place. The rest of the drivers, I believe, are going to be pitting on the next lap, which is when the safety car comes in. So that's going to be a massive disadvantage to them. We've got Lewis Hamilton behind us, so yeah, we're going to have our hands full when trying at the restart to get ahead of him. But this is the restart now. As you can see, cars piling into the pit lane, but we are away. We are under green flag conditions, and now as we come out of the final corner, we're going to use all of our KERS to try and get past Mark Webber as soon as possible. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do it at the start of lap 8 now. As you can see, there's one car who stayed out, and that is Michael Schumacher. He's obviously on the prime tyres, so he has still got to make his stop, remember. And it is myself, Webber, Hamilton and Alonso all fighting it out for the lead. And going now onto lap 9, DRS is now active. So as we come on to this back straight, we're hopefully going to get the DRS on Webber. Yes, we are. And now this is for a podium position. I believe Schumacher will be coming in this lap. But look at that. We've already maxing out at 196 miles an hour. Our gearbox isn't quite programmed right this weekend. But now we're going to have that DRS on Webber. We've got a better run well, than we've had previously. Maybe we're going to get on the inside as we set a purple lap time. Are we going to get around the outside of Mark Webber? No, we're going to try and get the cutback. Michael Schumacher has pitted, so we're now up into P3. As you can see, we've set the fastest lap of the race, and we're going to try and get the cutback once again on Mark Webber. It just doesn't seem to be working, but this chicane, which we got so many moves done last year, is it going to be kind to us once again? Yes, it is. What a move. We're at P2, and now we're going to have a look at a replay of it, and that was just a simple chuck it down the inside and hope for the best. Webber gave us the room, and now at the start of lap 12, once again we've set a pretty competitive lap time, and we're less than a second away from Alonso, and we've managed to close that gap even further, and now we've gone around the outside of him into the hairpin, and he's chipped off a bit of his front wing that was careless from Alonso. That's definitely going to hinder him in the corners now, but that will be meaningless if we pass him on this straight. We've still got a lot of KERS left, but we don't believe we need it. Yes, we're already maxing out, and we've got the move done on Fernando Alonso at the end of lap 12. Now, just a couple of laps to go to maintain this lead, and now we're going to get the DRS and hopefully bolt away from him. And we haven't set a purple lap time, even though the game says we have. It's actually lying. I'm sorry about that. But now on lap 13, we've got a poor exit out of the hairpin. But for some reason, we're putting it into lean mix. And I believe we actually meant to put it up into rich revs, and now that means that Fernando Alonso has bolted past us, and that is a schoolboy error from ourselves. And now as we come out of the final chicane, Have we realised our mistake? I don't believe we have, and now we've got Hamilton on our tail. Now we've finally put it up into Rich mix, and we've lost so much time on that lap. Hamilton's already gone past us. Are we going to hold it down the inside of him? No, he's gone round the outside, but he gets a poor exit, and luckily we managed to get him. But unfortunately, Fernando Alonso just got too far ahead on that DRS zone. He had so much speed in that Ferrari. Obviously, we had no DRS at our disposal, and our top speed was bad enough as it is. But still, a very well-deserved second place comes our way in an action-packed Canadian Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso takes his first victory of the season. We take our 4th podium of the season, and that is our 5th podium in succession if you count Abu Dhabi from last season. We've gained 1 position off the grid. Maybe not what we wanted completely, but still, you cannot complain at P2. Lewis Hamilton takes his first podium of the season, I believe. And Mark Webber there in 4th place. Jenson Button, a disappointing race of him, down in 9th. And Massa, who showed so much promise near the start of the race, was down in 10th. He may have got caught up in the incident which caused the safety car. I'm not sure about that, but as we look down at the bottom, Sebastian Vettel retired from the race. And you know what that means? Our championship lead has been extended. It's looking like it's just a 1-horse race at the moment. We are, well, what are we? 25 points in the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Fernando Alonso is leapfrogged up to 3rd in the championship with his victory. Hamilton has also shot up the Drivers' standings up to 7th. And the Constructors' standings, look at that. Williams lead the way on 83 points. That's how much of a lead I've got in the Drivers' Championship. I'm the only Williams driver who scored any points and was still leading the Constructors' standings. But as you can see, it's been a good weekend for McLaren. They're back up to 5th place, almost where they belong. But as you can see, we're pretty happy with that 2nd place. Make sure you absolutely smash that like button, guys, because this has been an epic race once again. Hope you appreciate the effort that's gone into this one and the sort of nostalgia that was involved. But once again, it's a podium. Join me next time for the British Grand Prix, our home race. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.